We are starting in 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Welcome back to Teens Hub. Today's topic is responsibility, and we're going to talk about what is responsibility.
Thanks. My name is Sharon, and the meaning of responsibility is the quality or state of being responsible. Something for which one is responsible. Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana. That is our lovely panelist. Now, we start from you, who has brought it back to us, the panelist, the audience. Can you define yourself as a responsible person, or you're not a responsible person?
Responsible person.
Even the way you hold your mic, you look like a responsible person. You lady with a white shirt, can you define yourself as a responsible person? And why?
I am a responsible person.
Why do you think you're responsible?
Because I care about myself. Najichunga.
You gave us the definition of responsible. So from that definition, do you think you're responsible?
I am.
Okay. Aga, do you think you're responsible?
You might think that you're responsible, but others say you're not. I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, let's leave others out of this and talk about you. Do you think you're responsible?
Yes.
Yes. Why? 3 things why you think you're responsible.
Because I love myself, because I care for myself, don't want it to happen to me.
Surely you'll have to read the meaning of responsible again so that we can ask if you guys are responsible again. Read the definition.
Responsibility is the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or having control over someone.
Control. Keyword there is control. Now, let's start again from Aga. Do you think you're responsible?
Yes, I think so.
You think so. Why?
I don't know.
You don't know. Gentleman there, do you think you're responsible?
Yes.
Why?
Because when I was able to responsibility, actions are more by actions are, and it's a problem. You can't always fix it.
Not fixed.
And I see
Okay. You who gave us the definition of responsibility. Do you think you're responsible?
I think I'm responsible.
Why?
Because they're saying the fact of a duty to deal with something. Now, anytime I deal with something, I deal with it.
You deal with it.
Yeah, and having control over someone. For example, I have responsibility to take care of my siblings. I take care of them.
Okay. As the moderator, before I tell you what responsibility are, I want 3 people from the audience to tell us if they are responsible, starting with Winnie. Winnie. Yes. You come here and tell us. You think you're responsible and why?
Hi everyone, I'm Whitney, and I think I'm responsible because when not even being told that if I see something is not in the right place or it's not in the right order, I'll do it and then do the right thing and place it at the right place. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So begin from that side, you with a yellow shirt. Come tell us if you think you're responsible and why. Start with your name.
Hi guys, my name is Jolie, and I think I'm responsible.
Why?
Because I take care of my siblings.
taken care of. Yeah, that's a good way to define it. Gentleman over there, do you think you're responsible? Come on, tell us.
As for me, I think I'm responsible because I take care of myself. I don't look at others and what they say, what they think about. I just be me. And I also look at how other people are feeling, their feelings, and I care for others.
Okay. So everybody has repeated one thing: taking care, taking care, taking care. And to some extent, taking care is part of being responsible. Okay? Now, from Sherry's definition, which I'll ask her to read again, okay? There's a prominent word coming out of responsibility. Are you able to read the definition again? How do you know a responsible person? As she's getting the definition. Tuanze na Aga. Unajuaje mtu ako responsible?
Najua mtu akiwa responsible, like akiona kitu kama kikombe ikiwa kwa meza na inafaa kutoka, mtaona huyo mtu akichukua na akipeleka penye inafaa. That's a responsible person.
Okay. The gentleman over there. You got that definition?
Yeah.
Tuambie. No, you tell us the definition. Yes.
The state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or having a control over someone.
Control over
Someone.
Okay. Now, in a layman's language, being responsible is taking charge, and it starts from how well do you manage your time, how well do you manage yourself. Before you manage others, you have to manage yourself. You've seen those people who look like hawajui mahali wametoka ama hawajui mahali wameenda. So you've seen those people, and we can define them as irresponsible because they don't take care of themselves. Hawaogangi, you know. From there, we are dealing with how do you know a responsible person, and you are to tell us how do you know a responsible person.
Ila tunamshaka responsible kwanza behavior zake kuzionyesha.
Nini? Behavior. Behavior kama gani inashomseni irresponsible?
Kuna kitu gani?
Nashika mic. Sherry, how do you know a responsible person?
I know a responsible person when one is concerned about something and I take action. For example, maybe your brother or something anafanya makosa and umeachiwa responsibility, I have to correct him or her, na hiyo niko responsible.
Okay, that's a very loose one. Now, how many of you there, the three of you, how many have a timetable?
Mimi niko na kusoma.
Nobody has kusoma.
Niko na mambo ya kipekee.
Sherry, look on her.
Yeah, I have one.
So all of you have a timetable. Aga, mbona kuna timetable? I mean, si unaweza kaa bila.
Inanionyesha kile nitafanya that day.
Inakuonyesha kile utafanya that day. Okay. Keep time, I like that.
Yeah, inanisaidia tu keep time.
Now, two things is to keep time. That's why it's a time table. Okay? How many of you hate people who show up late? Like for example, you call them for Sunday school, and instead of coming at Sunday school at 9, they come at 10. Okay? What you tend to manage time? And responsibility starts from how well do you manage your time. That's why you have a timetable. You can choose to write all those things and not write time and do the subjects, but there's a specific time so that you don't waste time. So responsibility starts from how well do you manage your time, and that is why I asked if you guys have timetables. Now, Sherry.
Yes.
A question to you. Do you follow your timetable? Ama wewe yako iko hapo mama unange, and then from there unaenda na flow.
So nidanganya na follow sometimes.
Unaenda na flow
Wakati
sometimes.
niko serious.
But most of the time unaenda na flow. Ile itakaa mkao. You ufuata yako. Like religiously. And do you know what you're supposed to be doing tomorrow morning? I'd like to ask what you're supposed to do. Aga, do you follow your timetable? Unajua kwa church, hapo ni mbele. Ukidanganya, lightning itakupiga.
Not always.
Not always. Why not always?
Don't have an answer to that.
Don't have an answer to that. Now, from now, you not following your timetable, do you think you're a responsible person? Sherry, you don't follow your timetable. To the latter, do you think you're a responsible person?
I think I'm responsible sometimes.
But you don't follow your timetable. There's no sometimes. Unataka weka grade.
Iko juu nikiamua kuwa serious, niko responsible. Si ati si lazima nifuate timetable. Yaani wakati mwingine nimechoka. So naona wacha leo nisome hii subject, nisifuate timetable. So I'm still responsible.
The only person responsible there is the gentleman with the blue shirt. Don't know not responsible because I may follow to the latter. The moment you don't follow your timetable, that's an aspect of irresponsibility. Because now, how do you manage your time when you're not serious? Because when you're serious, you follow a timetable. When you're not serious, you don't follow a timetable. How do you manage your time?
Si kama sijafuata timetable nasoma tu for 3 hours a certain subject.
How do you know you're studying for 3 hours?
I time myself.
Okay. Aga, wewe unajitahidi?
Yes, I do.
I want people, anyone from here who does not follow their timetable to stand up. Meaning all of you who are seated, you do follow your timetable. Now, since you follow your timetable, tell us the advantage of following your timetable.
Fanya kazi inaisha. Siko kwa timetable usifanye utapata kitabu mbaya.
Unafanya kazi inaisha. Now, you are seated, you follow your timetable. Okay? Okay? Have you ever wasted time because you follow a timetable?
No.
Don't waste time.
Yes.
What do you waste?
You don't waste anything. If you have a timetable, then you're not manage time. That's the essence of a timetable.
Or do you think you're productive because you follow a timetable?
Yes.
Hili kwa swali. So, starting with the panelists, I want to know about any scripture that teaches us about responsibility in the Bible. You mention at least one or that you know. Then, what does God tell us about responsibility, being responsible? What does God tell us? And if you don't know, you can also ask someone from the audience to help you. You can select someone and say, this is what I think, and I want maybe Whitney, or I want Joy, or I want Alan, or Jeff to help me. So we start with Sherelle. What does the Bible tell us about responsibility? What does God say? And what are the scriptures?
I don't know memory was talking about responsibility.
Can someone read to us Luke chapter 2, verse 51 and 52? Anyone? Luke chapter 2, verse 51 to 52. Luke chapter 2, verse 51. Who is ready to read? Listen, allow to see it. What do you pick from this book?
Luke chapter 2, verse 51 to 52 says, and he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was obedient to them, and his mother kept all these things in her heart. 52. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. Thank you.
So what do you hear from that verse? I want to hear from everyone. What does that chapter tell you about responsibility? Anything you've gotten from that verse?
If you are more responsible, the more ukiwa responsibility ama ukiwa responsible pia inaweza kuna uwezo fulani pia ndani yako. Hiyo ndio kwa
church gotten zero. Kutoka bure sifuri.
Amesema
Agam umeshika nini?
Sijaelewa.
Arudia tena.
Rudia. Ayapatia somo.
I can repeat the verse.
And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and he was obedient to them. And his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man.
When you are responsible, you'll bring the fruits of the Holy Spirit, and you'll be gifted.
Different ways.
Yes.
ako responsible anakuwa obedient. Yeah.
So obedience is also one fruit of being responsible, or one characteristic. Okay. So from the audience, does someone have a question or to the panelists or a scripture you want to share?
I have a scripture from Ephesians 6 verse 1. Children, it's your Christian duty to obey your parents, for this is the right thing to do. it means that it's your Christian duty to obey. It's like a responsibility to obey your parents.
And what do you get from that?
I do a lot of things. You can be blessed by your parents and you can live long.
Great. Give a coffee. Another scripture from the other side. Yeah, the voice. Yes. Yeah.
Mimi nilikuwa nataka kuuliza kama unaweza kuwa responsible kama inaelezeka yani kama unaweza kuwa responsible ndio, lakini saa zingine on timetable utaifuata juu ya circumstances zingine.
Now, we were to get there. Now, part of responsible is now being consistent. Now, we deal with time. A responsible person keeps time. Okay? So you have a table. Now, you finish the first part of being responsible, keeping time, having a timetable. Now, the second part is consistency. You follow your timetable, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then you don't follow it for Thursday. Do you think you're responsible?
Yes.
But you're not consistent.
There are some circumstances where there's a part I love that.
Responsible people don't make excuses. They make it. You see, so let's keep breaking it down so that we may understand the whole aspect of being responsible. Now we have handled time. And now let's handle consistency and why you guys might not be consistent. Sure, you don't follow your timetable to the latter. Why? Because
siatisipati timetable.
Sometimes when you're not serious.
Nah.
Let's talk about when you're not serious.
I said no.
You said no.
Really? I really skip my timetables.
When you're not serious.
When I'm not serious, maybe nimechoka at the end of the week.
Yes.
Then nikasema wacha nisome, tuseme maybe today let me do a set book. Unaona? Juu iko kwa timetable. So I'm still being responsible. Juu bado nasoma and I'm still keeping time.
Are there factors at home? Maybe imechangiwa na parents that inaweza fanya square consistent with the following the timetable.
I don't.
Are there reasons zenye zinaletwa na mzazi? For example, anakuja anapata umesoma, anakwambia enda leta kikombe kwa jikoni. Things like that. Are there circumstances where parents wanafanya break consistency?
Zio happen but unaelewa tu. Kwani 30 seconds pekee haitaua, si tunapoteza time.
So kikutuma you just go back.
It's still being responsible.
Gentlemen over there, are there times where you don't follow your timetable? So you're really mzuri kabisa. You're consistent. Ukitumwa, like let's say your parent amekupata ukisoma, and then anakwambia leo nataka uende wakina mgoni upeleke hii kitu. Huwezi kataa. So you break your consistency hapo. Disobedience.
So unaobey unafika unakuja
But imefanya haujafollow timetable yako.
hata kama imeenda kuendelea hapo.
Okay, but umebreak timetable, sio? Umebreak. Timetable inasema at that time you should be reading, but at that time ulitumwa, so you're not reading. Umetumwa, which is not a bad thing. Okay? It's not a bad thing. But umetumwa, umeenda. Unafollow timetable umetumwa. Okay? And you can't argue that. I would break the table because I was just over and I think it's a fine.
Kitu ni suluhisha kitu na rudi.
Narudi.
Na
So if it takes 1 hour,
it takes 1 hour. Let's take it yes.
okay. Kaka, unasema wewe huwa kila wakati, si ndio? Kwa nini?
Sometimes house chores inakuwa mingi kwa nyumba.
Inabidi ufanye house chores kwanza.
Mm.
Okay. Alright, now from the audience, I want you people to tell me reasons they might not follow the timetable. Hiyo kila mtu ana reason.
First reason ni ignorance.
Okay.
Second, stubbornness, and you hutaki kuambiwa, so you do what you think is right. Third reason, I guess, is maybe influence from social media. You tend to give more time to your cell phone than other things.
Yeah, simu, responsibility. Unashinda kwa simu throughout, sio? Are there people like that? Who spend too much time on the phone?
Okay, most of the times, tuseme tukiwa home, parents do take part in it. Wanafanyanga at times you don't follow your timetable because unapata ulifaa kwanza kusoma kitu saa 3, then hiyo saa 3 ndio umeambiwa ndio washe vyombo ufanye, ama you've been given some work and then you finish late. But if you're a responsible person, you'll find time and compensate for that lost time.
Everybody else to the reason why they don't follow the timetable. You are busy. You're forgotten that you did.
The reason is we only live once. So what a timetable class especially kila saa utasoma. You don't progress to kind
Does being responsibility mean that you just do boring things? Or like on the timetable tu kuna maybe kwa timetable yako unasema from 4 to 5 naenda dance class. Yeah? I get like just having a schedule for yourself. You see, like I plan to be here today this afternoon. Yeah. You get? Yeah. So a timetable is just a planner. Yeah, but I think that's a good perspective. That sometimes following a timetable is boring.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love to disagree with you.
No, tell us why.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, all of us, I think we think having a timetable means you just put subjects there, Swahili, science, and studies. Okay?
You know, like math.
No. How many in their timetable have break time? How many have break time?
How many have dance? Math, dance, math,
You have a question? No, it's not a question for you.
Kuna swali lingine hapa pia.
Yeah, sasa tumeongelea responsibility na timetable. What is responsibility in timetable? Only in timetable kila kitu. Responsibility in other things are following the timetable.
Oh, it's different. So being responsible doesn't mean just having a timetable. Now, you guys are young. Wangapi wanaenda kazi? You guys are not educated. So this is how we develop from having a timetable. In adulthood, we have schedules. I think what we have talked about schedules. Okay? If you're not able to follow your timetable when you're still at school, chances are you will not have a schedule when you're an adult. Okay? Itakuwa ule mtu mwenyewe, bomi inatokea, the first person unafikiria ni Jeff. Jeff ananga kitu ya kufanya. Na mbona Jeff ananga kitu ya kufanya? Jeff ana schedule, Jeff ana diary. Okay? Some people plan their schedule like for a whole year. for a whole year. So you have to book them. Like you have to book them. This is how we interest rates too. You have to book them in 2023. Like that's how busy they are. Okay? So the timetable is just a way to develop schedule. Another. For example, we need which and a timetable. If I have things she will do tomorrow, chances are she does not do. And she has this big space ahead, unless she's enrolled in some classes. But that's the whole purpose of the timetable, because responsibility starts from time management. Are you able to manage that? That's what you have to do. Now, this thing is consistency. Are you able to be consistent? Now you have those two things. You develop discipline. Are you disciplined? No. And that's how it expires. Haya, swali lingine? That's it, that's my swali. Mnaenda na flow.
Kuna swali hapo. Kabla ya.
Ama umejibiwa?
Pia nyinyi mnaweza jibu ukiwa na answer to this question. Sawa. Haya.
Have a question. Does peer pressure affect someone's confidence?
What do you think? Yeah, wacha wajibu alafu sisi
Peer pressure can affect someone's responsibility. Let me say, maybe unafaa kusoma, then unasikia rafiki yako asomi, si wewe pia wewe na mamake amfanyi kitu, si pia wewe utataka tu kujaribu kufika hiyo, sina hiyo ni peer pressure, so ina affect responsibility.
Anybody else got a proper answer or different view?
Mimi naweza sema kama unajijua, nasikia kama unajijua, unaweza start with the short, it's not in some place.
Okay, you want to add something? Anybody else wants to answer?
I can say that peer pressure affects responsibility both in a negative way and in a positive way. When you're from young, a negative way, it can also affect it positively, because if you have maybe, let me say, a friend that munasoma na yeye, that one it affects it positively. Like unaona anasoma, anafanya vitu according to the timetable. Hapo na timetable, you see that your friend has a timetable. Hata wewe utakuwa na that ego of making your own timetable. So that is how it affects it positively.
I think we'll take questions and then answer them and then close it down, because you can't finish everything. Acha tuanze.
For me, I don't have a question, but I need to clarify something on consistency. You say, for example, you are doing your assignment or homework, and then your parents come in and maybe send you to a place, maybe to buy something or to a person, and you said by breaking that consistency of doing your work, showing that you are a responsible person. That's not true, because just from the verse from the Bible, we have read that one of the qualities of being a responsible person is being obedient and also being a respect, showing the respect to our parents. So when you break that consistency, it doesn't mean that you need to do it all throughout without breaking the consistency. So sometimes you can break the consistency but still be a responsible people. That's what I have to say.
Your question.
Tumeongelelea class huo anapanga regularly for a year. But kiyo schedule.
That's a schedule.
That is a schedule. Sasa kiulizo kiyo dependable, kiyo dependent kwa hiyo schedule. Umeshapanga vitu vyenye stuff. Kwa hiyo ni kama umeassume everything will go how you want. Hapo tutatengeneza schedule. how sure are you? Because the timetable will just squeeze anything in maybe unavoidable circumstances. Sasa ikifika that scenario, ulikuwa umepanga hii but hii imetokea, but unajua I have to follow my schedule. How would you go about it?
Now, my photographer, that was very schedule. Okay? And you agree that sometimes unaenda barabara unapata ajali, you have to cancel some things. Okay? Okay? That happens, and that one does not make you irresponsible. Okay? Irresponsibility is, I'm a photographer and I wake up and somebody just comes out of nowhere and wants me to shoot them. Okay? Unapata I may end up overpromising because maybe you book there na ukasahau. Na wewe umekuja na umesahau kubook and then you start working with this person only because there another person reminding you that but you forgot. Okay? Yeah. I call it, whatever you said is very, very true. Okay? Now, being responsible doesn't mean you follow it. There are circumstances where you might break it. Next time, okay? But since I'm a woman, what you're supposed to do is whatever you have lost, because when you go out there, you've lost it. How do you recover? Well, that's being responsible. Not being responsible is in a woman. Now I've lost it. I want to recover it. So the person who is responsible finds a way to recover. He doesn't just put Bibles and say, my parents are too many obedience, and now sitafanya mass.
They also ask for forgiveness.
And you tell God, your word says. So today I'm not doing mass because your word says I want to be obedient. No, you find ways to recover. Now that's being responsible. That ties in with consistency. It doesn't matter whether your parents sent you or not. The thing is, were you consistent on that day? Because leo utatumwa kose kusoma, utatumwa kose kusoma. Now, once you break that habit, utaanza kupata kurudi kusoma tena, unaanza kuwa unafungua book kama ule kijana wa kofia, unapata notification. Unaweka book kando. Na unaingia kwa simu. You get? See how you panga, it's because you started breaking the consistency with doing things. Any question before we close it up?
And my next one, does keeping promises affect any way of being responsible?
What do you think, guys? Does keeping promises affect a person's responsibility?
Yes. Because if you're responsible, you keep your promises.
And what if you can't? Like if I told you guys I'll give you money now, I don't have pesa. So what do I do? Give me examples.
A promise is a debt, so it's a must to do it.
Yeah, and what do you think?
So because you have taken promise now, that's an act of responsibility.
Unafaa kuwa responsible Promise. Na promise. Yaani promise tu wewe tu unafaa kwa responsibility.
Okay, maybe let me give you my perspective. I think yes, promises also make part of responsibility. Like if you are going to, even the Bible tells us, there are things that God promised mankind. And some of those can like the story of the Israelites when they were coming from Egypt. Then in our own lives, there are promises we, like it should come a time where you make promises. Go to your parents. I'm sure some of you have told them, hey, anytime naenda kuja na B. Ama naenda kuja na alama ya A. Hii alama ya A.
A for effort.
Nakuja na kuwa alama ya, what is D? Dash.
A for effort.
Ama alama ya sa. Asili sa. So what happens when in a situation like that, like you haven't kept your promise to your parents? So for me, a responsible person will come and say, hey, Manze, I promised you to get an A, but I had a bit of challenge in school. This and this happened, and it's struggle on science. No, I'm very on science. Yeah, but so grammar, physics. So I didn't make it. I'll say to your friends, if you make promises, you need to always communicate. Communication is very important. Again, or feedback. Communication means saying something and providing feedback. You get? So that when you communicate, then it means you are responsible. Sometimes promises, the reason that we have promises also, sometimes they can be broken. If for those of you who have boyfriend and girlfriend, from David, so, for some of you are friends, very best friends who are girls, and some of you are best friends who are boys. Best friends who are boys and best friends who are girls. Then you make a promise. Hey, let me go for like meeting. Let me meet you. Hey, alafu ile tu phone imefika hivi, baroni anakuambia kuja uoshe vyombo kuna maboy. Alafu sasa na ulikuwa umeambia mtu jua uza simu umemwambia mtu mmoja pale shell ya river. Unajua shell ya river hiyo? Gashe, shell ya gashe. Anakuja hapo anangoja anashangaa. Mtu kwenye ngoja hapa anaenda. You get? So what happens in that sense? You need to communicate. So sometimes promises can be broken. But did you communicate? Did you seek for forgiveness? That is what is very important. Ukiambiwa ukiani na unanyamaza tu useme nini inaendelea, it also keeps parents wondering, or it keeps us wondering. You need to communicate and tell us, this is what is happening. I'm struggling a bit. Boys, girls, talk. Yeah, communicate, talk to your parents, talk to us. Kama uko na issue na kusumbua, asema mwalimu, hii kuna issue hapa. It's making me feel responsible. That's all I have to say.
I won't add anything. You've said it all. Now, just to close it up, now we could cover everything on responsibility, but we have covered time. A responsible person knows how to keep time, okay? Time management, and how to manage time yake. Now, in case of anything, emergency, and by way, you have to recover the time that is lost, okay? A responsible person is consistent. Keep consistency. A responsible person is discipline. A discipline is your self-discipline. Okay? Yeah, so those are just some of the traits of a responsible person. And Panelist wetu kila mtu atatokea one thing in amelan and we close it up. Okay, just one. Kwanza na one thing that you've learned.
Respect needs to him. I've learned that. And pia siblings who cause usikuwe consistent na kutumia timetable.
Okay. Jamaa.
Ninaweza sema na maybe ina responsibility kusaidia kwa decision making. Unaweza tackle situations.
Okay.
For me, I've learned that time in sipati timetable pia ina show that I'm not that responsibility and nitaanza kufuata timetable sasa vizuri.
So thank you all for being on the panel and those who are watching. Asanteni sana. We've come to the end of Teens Hub.
Haya, mwapigie makofi.